Welcome to NFL, where the NFL starts and ends. The news of what happened to Broncos running back Javonte Williams is very sad. The second-year running back for the Broncos tore his ACL and has substantial damage to his LCL. A long road to come back. But for the Broncos, this is a big loss because, yes, you have Melvin Gordon, but Javonte Williams is a violent runner. Having him out there is a benefit for your football team, and him not out there is a loss for the Broncos. I wouldn't be surprised if they can't run the ball at all the remainder of the year. As many people have said, the replacement for A.J. Brown, at least for the next month, is no more. As Treylon Burks, as everyone keeps trying to call him Mini A.J. Brown, had turf toe placed on IR, would miss 4 weeks. The Falcons placed the everyman, or the do-everything man, Cordell Patterson, on IR. He'll miss 4 weeks. He had a knee procedure done. He fought through it the whole game against... It was like he tried to fight through it against the Browns. He did fight through it, but then he had a procedure done the next day. And so he's off for 4 weeks. A big loss because he's, as I said, the everything man. You want him to play running back, he'll play running back. You want him to play wide receiver, he'll play wide receiver. You want him to return kicks or punts, he'll do both. You want him to play quarterback, he'll play quarterback. You want him to play safety, he'll play safety. He does everything you want. Not having him out there is a gigantic loss for the football team. The Patriots needed some backup help as Brian Hoyer was placed on IR. Hoyer was placed on IR. Jones is out. Zappi played and he played very well, but they needed a backup for Bailey Zappi. They bring in former Cowboys quarterback and former Commanders quarterback Garrett Gilbert. That's just a veteran option. See what happens. If Zappi goes down, we don't have anybody. Put him in and let's see what he's got. But like I said, Zappi played well. Running game took over. It all worked. And finally, we were talking, this was talked about last week. I did not mention it because we were running out of time. J.J. Watt, the toughness of J.J. Watt is unbelievable, as everyone has known. Any football fan knows that the toughness of J.J. Watt. This is a guy who had a back issue, tried to play, couldn't play, played like one game in 2 years, came back and was explosive. Goes to Arizona, goes and plays well his first year. About 2 weeks ago, J.J. Watt had went to the hospital because he had felt something was wrong in his chest. He was feeling very tired and struggling. He went to the doctor on a Thursday, if I remember correctly. He felt this on Wednesday. He did the old, every guy does this, I'll just sleep it off, it'll be fine in the morning. It was bad. So he went to the hospital. They figured out that his heart was out of rhythm. It was at an abnormal rhythm, and he was in atrial fibrillation, which basically, a medical term, it means your heart is starting to fail, and it's out of rhythm. For him at the time, it was only out of rhythm. So he had to get shocked back into rhythm. The crazy part of this was he practiced the next day. That's the crazy part. And that's not the only part. He played. This guy, these white guys play through everything. Even that. He talked about it and he got real emotional, saying that he has a child on the way and he was saying how much if he missed that would have been that obviously would be the worst thing that could happen outside of like football. Football doesn't matter at that point. But for this guy to go play through that and deal with that and then practice the next day and then play a few days later is insane. The insanity that has to ensue happened. But great for JJ to be good enough to play. He actually had a tip pass in that game, so I'm happy that JJ Watt is okay. He's one of the best players that I've ever seen in over my close to 20 years of me watching the NFL. JJ Watt's probably been one of the best defensive players I've ever seen, alongside Aaron Donald, amongst others. But it's great news to hear that JJ Watt is okay. But much a scary sight to see. But the fact that he played just shows how tough JJ Watt really is.